hearts,
Yep, that's
right?
Matthew 19. We were reading that last time.
Exactly. Now the question here is, then how come God gave clean, unclean food, restriction of diets, restriction of
Oh, yeah.
clothing, and each and everything, 613 commands, which
Yeah.
goes into very minute details of how
Yes.
people has to live their life. So at one point he relaxed the people of Israel
Mhm.
and even allowed them to have multiple wives and
Yep.
certain things which we do not approve of at this time. Yet, on another side, he restricted them so much that it's like a sheep in a cage kind of a
Yeah.
thing.
So you're confused, dude.
I'm
The
confused,
statement
definitely.
assumes that if God prevents me from eating certain food, that is a burden. Why? Why is restrict me from certain food of burden? It's just like telling me that Adam and Eve, they're allowed to eat of every tree in the garden, but
Yep.
because of that one tree, God forbade them. That was a burden. If God completely cut off all food, then I can understand. Or if God commanded me to eat only tasteless food that makes me miserable to eat, I can understand. The assumption is that these foods that he restricted, they are of such nature that he's robbing them of pleasure because the other foods won't be as tasty. How's that a burden? That's just one point. How's that a burden? Number one, right? Number two, if you
Hmm.
actually follow the list of the animals that God and the birds that God and the marine life that God forbade you to eat, it all serves a health benefit. Are you aware that all the things He forbidden are animals that prey off of filth that if you eat will then damage your body? So if you actually follow the laws, the foods that you eat, no fat in it, no blood in it, certain animals that don't prey on filth. Like, for example, one thing forbidden, you cannot eat eagles or hawks and rats. Why? Because eagles and hawks, they eat filth. They eat dirty animals. They're contaminated. So eating them will contaminate your body and make you healthier. I mean,
Unhealthy.
unhealthier.
Yeah.
Moreover, there are certain animals in the sea, like catfish or shrimp especially. They eat the garbage, the debris of the ocean. So the shrimp are used to clean up the ocean of the filth. When I eat shrimp, I'm eating the filth that the shrimp ate, and it's now affecting my body.
But I love shrimps, brother.
Yeah, I know, me too. Because now what Paul says, okay, you want to eat? Go ahead. You want to die younger and go to be with Jesus? Go ahead. But you get my point? Even fat, it says you are not to eat the fat. Ask any heart doctor, cardiovascular surgeon. Fat is a leading contributor to heart disease. So actually, if you look at it, because God said, if you keep my commands, I will keep you healthy and I will keep you disease free. So the diseases that fell on Egypt won't fall on you. He says that. Exodus 15:26.
Hold on.
Read it.
Exodus 15. Hold on. Yes.
So there
Give me a
is
sec.
actually a health benefit in following those commands. Here. So God in his wisdom, there's multiple reasons why he's restricting these foods. One is those foods will destroy you, damage you internally, your organs, your health, will lead to cancer, diabetes, right? Heart diseases, you name it. That's number one. So there's a health benefit. And even God says, one benefit from keeping my commands, I will prevent you from experiencing the diseases, the plagues that fell on Egypt. What does Exodus 15:26 say?
26. Okay. 26.
Yeah.
Uh, it says, and said, if you diligently heed the voice of the Lord your God and do what is right in his sight, give ear to his commandments and keep all his statutes, I will put none of the diseases on you which I
Catch
have
it?
brought on Egypt. Got it.
My commands are meant to produce health and longevity and a healthy quality of life. He told you. So where's the burden? He's caring for you. He's telling you, if you keep my commands, I will keep you healthy so you don't get sick and diseased. How's that a burden, brother?